Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena. Buckle in for another ill-fated quick draft Crimson Vow, probably. We'll see. What is this? Oh, this is Runo. Wasn't this in my very first? I remember I drafted this card and like I splashed black for it or something crazy like that, or blue. I don't remember. In like my one of my first Crimson Vow drafts. It might have been the first. I don't remember. Um, and like I don't remember if I had any 6-cost cards. It was just like horrible. Um, I don't know. He's a decent card. We might very well pick him, but I think Brambleworm's even better. Um, yeah. Runo is okay. I assume Brambleworm is better. Runo, yeah, he's fine. Brambleworm is better. Neither of these are amazing, I guess. How about the Harvester? Well, the Harvester is better. Okay, cool. I'll take that then. It's a 2-drop. It's removal. How could you say no? Stormchaser Drake is a solid card. Braid is a solid card, and in my colors, such as they are. I think I can take the Abrade here and avoid having to switch colors. I mean, not switch, but... Right, the goal in a draft is to like get a deck with good cards in it where you can generally play those good cards. And so at some point you need to collect cards of the same colors or have some way to play cards of every color. But you also want to pick good cards, and there's some tension there. So like Stormchaser Drake is a good card. But I think Abrade is also fine. Yeah, it's actually even rated above Stormchaser Drake. Okay. Not much red or black here. It's a little worrying, but there's totally fine cards. The Socialite is quite good. You could take Brambleworm, but meh. I mean, the Blood Petal Celebrant is also fine. You know, red-black is a vampires deck, and these are both vampires and both pretty good. I think I'll take the Blood Crazed Socialite first. Blood Petal Celebrants you tend to be able to find later. I already have 2 decent 2-drops. Blood Hypnotist is not bad. It's by no means my favorite card. But, you know, if you're going to take vampires, this is a vampire. However, we have the option to take Gluttonous Guest, which I like better. I think. Yeah. It makes a blood token. And it blocks fairly well, and it gives you life. And it's a vampire. Sure. Raconteur is not really for me. Falconwrath Celebrants are totally fine. Blood Fountain is okay. I'll try to pick one of those up later, probably. Reckless Impulse is fine. Aim for the Head is not great. Heirloom, huh? I don't think I want that. I think I just take the bat? I mean, I don't know. It's all pretty bad, I guess. I don't really have any life gains. It's just a 3-mana 2/2 flyer, which doesn't really excite me. I'm going to take the Heirloom in case I end up with some reason to want to run ramp or many colors. I probably won't, but I think it's more likely to do something in my deck than... Alright, Vampire's Kiss. I mean, we like blood tokens, and there's life gain, I guess. The card that cared about life gain is the one we ended up not taking, but, you know, it's the only thing in our colors, and it might be playable. Certainly at the moment, first on my list for a cut, though. Ugh. Blood Fountain or Grisly Ritual? Grisly Ritual is a little heavy. I think I'm happy to take a Blood Fountain. I mean, it's a 2-drop. Might cut it. Who knows? Knife is fine. I'm less likely to need it in red-black, though. Fair number of blue cards there. Welcoming Vampire, 3-mana flyer. I mean, it's kind of cool, but not really what I want. How about just an Undead Butler? Just like it's a 2-mana 1/2 that like draws you a good creature. I think it's fine. Works better if you have exploit cards, of course, but still a decent creature. Thalia, Circle of Confinement, both good white cards. Fellstinger and Catapult Fodder are both quite good. How likely are we to activate Cannon Fodder? I mean, I have a 1/4, a 1/2, and then this would give me the third thing. I think Fellstinger is just like a pretty solid card. We will hopefully maybe, like, you know, if it hits Butler, that would be the dream. But it's just pretty good even if it is itself, it's okay. I mean, there are definitely better ways to draw 2 cards than to play this on itself. But it has upside in that you could play it on other creatures as well. Belligerent Guest? I'll just take the Epicure. It's a 1-drop. Makes blood tokens. You can exploit it. Scavenger is okay. Wedding Invitation? I have vampires? Giving something unblockable and lifelink both could be kind of fun. But I think it's supposed to be a Scavenger. Rending Flame pick 5 seems amazing. Flame Blessed Bolt, okay. Gift of Fangs must be good here. Okay, I'm recognizing I don't have any large creatures. I didn't take the Catapult Fodder. So this is not really much of anything. I'll just take another Epicure, I think. I need a little larger creatures soon. I don't really have any top end. This is not really doing it for me. I guess I'll just take Evolving Wilds. Lightning Wolf. Well, you know, I've taken worse cards in the past. Activate only as a sorcery is like a... If this weren't activate only as a sorcery, it would actually be a pretty good 4-drop, I think. But this makes it very much an attacking card. I mean, I could take Sure Strike. I guess I'm more likely to run it than Lightning Wolf. I'll take a Wedding Invitation. Probably no on End the Festivities. I'm already too light. Oh, Investigator's Journal is a very nice value card. Markov Retribution is a vampire like removal card though. I think I need the journal. Right, for 2 mana, so it makes... Yeah, so this, you know... You want to have a large number of creatures, and if you do, this draws you a bunch of cards over the course of many turns. And even if you only have like 2 or 3, it's a great card. If we can play a bunch of Epicures or something, and some 2-drops, this could be really nice. Yeah, I think I'm definitely taking the journal. I don't think I need the knife, that's for sure. I wound up with like nothing but blood cards. Mind Leech Ghoul can go... I mean, the Lacerate Flesh is some top end. But it's not really the kind that I want, I don't think. I could just take the Belligerent Guest as like a 3-drop, which I don't really have much that can play proactively on 3. I think the Flame Blessed Bolt is by far a better card, but kind of isn't what I want. Oh yeah, how about Vampire's Bite? This is horrible, right? I didn't end up getting anything that cares about it. I have enough blood. So I'm meant to find 6 more playables in this pack, ideally. I mean, there's stuff I could put back in. But yeah, we need more top end here, and we need more creatures, so I'll take the Guest. Vampire's Vengeance? I mean, that has to be good, right? I know I was saying I need more creatures, but... I have 10 creatures, 7 of whom are vampires. I mean, a Socialite is like exactly what I want, but I also want Vampire's Vengeance. Alright, let's take an attempted board clear. Maybe I get the Socialite back. Is Ragged Recluse any good? I guess it's Recluse. Recluse? Yeah. No, it's not. Rot-Tide Gargantua. It's a large creature. It would be my largest. I don't really like have an exploit deck, but I have some 1/1s I could sack. I have a Butler. I could actually take a Pyre Spawn? I don't think so. I think I'll take the Gargantua. I don't know if I'll run it. I sort of hope not. We'll see. Red Fugue. Maybe just another Butler. Probably a Butler is better. Doomed Dissenter. I do have a couple cards that want to exploit stuff. There's the Gargantua, and wasn't there one other that kind of wants to do something like that? Yeah, the Stinger. And I know I have the 2 Epicures who wouldn't mind being exploited. But the Doomed Dissenter would actively welcome it, which is kind of nice. I meant to find 2 more playables, so I could just take an Evolving Wilds here and figure I'll run into something else later. I think that's probably better. Neither of these are that amazing. My 1 and 2 slots are fine. Okay, I could take Pointed Discussion, I guess. If I'm looking for heavy stuff, this is kind of it. That's true. I mean, it only costs 3, but it, like, draws you cards, right? It is definitely a mana sink. I should take that. Junk. Falconrat Celebrants is perfect. Why did I not take this last time in this pack? What was here that I wanted more than that? Oh, was it Vampire's Vengeance, maybe? Huh. Alright, I'll take it. Well, I don't know. Maybe we run this. We'll see. Alright. I mean, this didn't turn out as bad as it was looking. I have to make a couple cuts here. Curve looks okay, I think. I should be removing non-creatures preferentially, because I need more creatures, I think. But they're also important, right? Vampire's Vengeance is a little, like, situational, I guess. Don't need 2 Reckless Impulses. Maybe I don't need even 1. Let's get rid of an Epicure. Assume I have enough blood tokens. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Seems weird. I only have 2 mana, but I have a lot of good plays on 2. I guess I'll take it. Belligerent Guest would be good on 3, if I can ever get there. Where were you last turn? No attacks, right? Well, I don't know. Obviously, this creature is better than that one, but... Well, you know what? Let's play out the Butler so they can see, even, that, like, well... Yeah, okay. So, I wanted to know whether there might be another creature in here that I could get back with my Butler. If there were no creature, then the Butler is kind of bad, and I don't mind trading this guy. But since there is already something I'm happy to get back, I don't really want to suicide my Harvester, I think. Why can't I activate this? Activate only as a sorcery. I keep forgetting that. Ooh. That's an insane top deck, I think. Actually, wait a minute. Okay, there's only to each opponent. I thought briefly it was like each creature they control as well, but it's not. Alright, so we play this. We go face for 4. And we play a butler. Only one creature in those 8 cards, huh? Zero creatures in those 8 cards. Alright, well, that's life. Oh, wrong one. Cool card. Ooh, what does that do? Okay, creatures I control enter tapped, I guess, if that goes off. I don't mind. Go ahead. Trade. No trade. Okay. Alright, I'm never going to draw another land again. But I guess every time I would draw land, I do have to pay a mana to get rid of it. That's fine. Just puts more creatures in my graveyard that I want. I'll triple block. Oh, I guess if you go for a 5/5, you're allowed to hit me. My hand is suddenly full again. You get a blood token. Yes, I exile it. And not the other undead butler. Oh, that's like... Yeah, right. So I take 5-drop? Yep. And also the 2-drop that can kill any creature because of all the blood I have. That's actually insane. Wait. Oh yeah, I haven't played this yet. I mean, I guess I could use this to trade my 3/2 for their 2/2 and then get a 5/4. I could also just attack. But I guess then They take 1 trample but get 2 lifelink back, so it works out better for me to not attack if I'm going to trade their thing. Yeah, let's just play this. Nice. Well done. Okay, that's not going to cut it, I'm afraid. I mean, you can get blood tokens, that's cool and all. I could abrade that. It does not seem very exciting to do so. They could just put it back. Yeah. So I will not spend the mana on that, therefore I will spend it on blood. They're gonna block here, I assume, and just keep playing that thing forever. And getting blood out of it, which is honestly pretty cool for you. I don't know, maybe I should have abraded it so I could get damage in this turn. Yeah, then I have lethal next turn using this to... Okay, this was a mistake. If I had abraded it, then I'd be getting in for 5 now. And then I could kill it again next turn and get in for 5 again. So, mistake there. I also let them get a blood token, which was pretty bad. Okay. Yeah. Those butlers were bananas. B for bananas, B for butler. I think I have like them to thank for the entire game. Yeah, my creatures were fine, but getting to play them extra times was really, really good. I think opponent made a big mistake attacking with their socialite. But like, I had something to do about it if they hadn't attacked, so maybe it was not so bad. I don't remember the details. But letting me kill my butlers was pretty great. VOW. Okay. This is fine. I have a blood fountain on 1, a creature on 2, and then who knows? The sky is the limit. Draw some removal / buffing. Oh, we even get to see what color they are before I play my blood fountain. Is that white? It is white. Okay. Shocking nobody, I play my blood fountain anyway. Okay. More Evolving Wilds. That's a bit of a surprise. I mean, I could bolt this, but that's insane. Just like play a creature. Okay, sure. Probably do want to remove that. I want to play Reckless Impulse. But if I do that, I can't guarantee I have black mana. I guess I could just bolt it instead. Or I could bolt it, Fangs my 3/2. I think that's insane. It lets me start getting in a lot of damage. But if they have any removal, which they very well might as white and red, it does not seem like it would end well for me. I guess I Impulse, and if this lives another turn, I guess it's not the end of the world. Okay, I hit a Swamp. That's fine. Well, I guess I could play the red instead and bolt this, because then it gets exiled. Yeah, that's a good idea. And it doesn't get to be played for disturb. Nope, cancel. Attack. Next turn I have a Swamp and a Butler. And maybe a Gift of Fangs or something. Alright, they're just gonna kill it. I kind of made things awkward for myself by leaving the requirement to play the Butler till later, but because now I can't really curve out very well. Actually, oh, I have lots of blood. I should have done that first. I would much rather play this than Gift of Fangs. We'll see if they try putting the knife on this thing and then attacking with it. I'm gonna leave... Well... I guess if I'm not playing this, I might as well just hit the Evolving Wilds. But we'll leave them wondering what I might do with one black, I guess. And we'll see if they try to trade that off. Okay. Gift of Fangs doesn't really help there. But I could make it a 1/3. Fangs. Seems okay. Do I want to Fangs it right now? Do I want to just play this? Do I want a 5th land? I feel like I want a 5th land, actually. In which case, play the Socialite and one of these 1-drops? Which one? I think... Well, actually, I could make... I could give the Socialite Fangs. That's kind of committing a lot, but they're almost out of cards. Alright, I ended up using my timeout, so we have a moment to think. I'm gonna give the Socialite Fangs. I have Blood Fountain, so if they like have some amazing removal, then like good for you. Okay. I do have the Harvester in here and Falcon Wrath Celebrants, so that could be nice to pick up. I could still play the Epicure. But I guess the Butler is going to be picking those up at some point, so maybe I don't want to do it now. Yeah, let's just play this guy and sack the Butler. I assume they lose the minister. Yeah. And I don't know if I really want it. Yeah, sure, I'll do that. I have enough blood tokens that this guy's still going to get solid value. I'm going to make this a 7/7 menace and like have fun with that. Okay. Abrading the 2/3 is really nice. Yeah, let's just play out the hand here. No attacks. 5/5 is a good blocker for the 3/3. Okay, it's just a mediocre 3/1. What's still in here? A single Falconwrath Celebrants. So not using the Blood Fountain, could use a Butler. I could also just kill their 3/3. And then play out my hand and attack with the 5/5. That seems pretty good. Giving something else lifelink, I really don't care. I guess if I'm playing these, I should attack first. And do I sack a blood token? How much does 2 more damage matter? Not that much, really. I might need it at some point to like draw better. No creatures among them, huh? So it's really just my Harvester and my Celebrants? Fortunately, that's 2, so... I don't know. I'm thrilled to block with the Butler if they attack. Get back probably a Harvester. So I could spend all my mana and dig something up and not be able to play it. Before I do that, I guess it would be better to use a blood token, probably, right? Attacking with the 3/2 is no good. I guess just attack with a 7/7? I want to use a blood token? Not really? I kind of like using the blood tokens to pump this up, actually. I don't want to use you. You do nothing. Well, in that case, maybe just play a land to to make it easier to do some, like, Blood Fountain shenanigans in the future. Oh, okay, we definitely want to kill him soon now. Oh, I could have actually used the Blood Fountain. What am I doing? I could have played my Harvester last turn. I forgot that I had mana. Cancel. Wait, how are we spending? How are we tapping? I guess it doesn't matter, right? I can't use the mana anyway. You're gonna tap me now, I assume? Sure. Oh, I guess I was getting a blood token anyway. I guess I play this in order to get to put down both of my creatures. Yeah, if I had actually played this last turn, I would like have super lethal. Not sure how useful that is, but I guess I don't know. Sure. Oh, you didn't even attack? Okay. Alright. So this is like the most value-rich deck I've played in a while. In that it's like able to draw the number of lands that it wants to draw and spend its mana every turn. On like graveyard recursion stuff. And blood tokens. I don't know, seems cool. This is fine. I can use this for red. Alright. Opponent's got the head start. Oh, and this won't even work on them. I doubt it matters that we delay using this, but it's just like as a matter of principle. Oh yeah, this card is gonna suck ass. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean this is pretty good, I guess, in red-black because you have all the blood tokens. But we should be able to trade these two at some point. Not that that's an amazing accomplishment. I could do it now. Yeah, that seems okay. Like, it's about to become a 3/3, isn't it? I block. Okay. Scary business. I think we can play Reckless Impulse and have Epicure, if depending on what we draw. Like, Epicures are out to this stuff. Okay, so I can't play both of those, sadly. I guess I could, actually. I could play the Blood Fountain now. And then next turn play a Socialite? But they're... Okay, it doesn't fly. The artifact creature. Alright, they're gonna get a lot of damage against me here, I think. Yeah. Although... Oh, when this attacks, it sacks blood, which activates this. But if you've declared attackers already, this won't be able to attack. So you'll have to sack a blood token some other way to get a 3/3 attacker. Okay. This is so sad. Ballista? Oh no. Alright, pretty sure we play the land. I want all the mana I can get. Maybe I play 1/2/2, in which case draw the card first. Okay. Sadly, I still can't do anything about their 3/3. Because if I try to block, they can activate the Ballista Watcher to kill my 1/1. So if they swing as a 5/5, I can't block. Dude. I'm gonna get killed this game. Is their second Lacerate Flesh? No. Some other game that played Lacerate Flesh. Okay, it resolves. That resolves too. No blocks. Well, I could sack my 1/1 to block 4. Might be the best value I'm going to get out of it, actually. Although if I had done that on a turn when I have this available, I maybe could have killed that. That was, okay, foolish. But I have the Butler to do the same thing. So... Alright. I mean, if I do that, I die, so that's maybe not such a great play. Very funny. Alright, I'll just play a 3/2. I guess that's something, actually. This deck is just me, but way better. I don't know. Not really. They're playing more aggressively. They have heavier removal. They just like they're also vampires, and they got they got more aggressive draw. Whether that's necessarily because they have a better deck. Gonna make it unblockable and then make it bigger, I guess? No? I guess I should have used this first. In case I draw like Flame Blessed Bolt or something. This card is just never gonna be played, I guess? This one I still have dreams that I might use to kill this guy. Seems unlikely, of course. I have to kill it this turn, right? Because as soon as it's your turn, you have the mana to tap it and kill me. None of the creatures in my graveyard say kill a creature when you play this, so I guess we go digging. Or even do 1 damage. Out of Blood. This heals, I guess. I need to play this turn then? I guess I'm still, like, definitely dead. Okay. Yeah, I take at least 1 damage next turn, apparently. Well, I can give the guest lifelink, though. I might not be instantly dead. But if they just attack with these instead of doing 1 damage with it, that works, I guess. Oh well. Honestly came shockingly close to stabilizing here. I don't know, I guess they have a bunch of extra damage lying around. Yeah, I mean, opponent just had like a really nice aggressive start. Mid-range, not like insanely aggro, but you know, Socialite wiped the floor with me, basically. Yeah, well done. I mean, I have a 2-drop, decent 3. I think I have to keep this. I just hate like drawing all these 2-land hands where like I keep it but cry. I think that's like a slang term in Magic, right? Like crying keep. I don't care that much about the Butler right now. I think I'd rather just make sure I have a 3rd land for next turn. Be able to play Rending Flame. I don't know. Give me a Butler. What do I care? Maybe I'll use Gift of Fangs next turn instead or something. Maybe I'll draw a land. Be possible as well. Blood Fountain and Wedding Invitation. Well, there you go, all my artifacts. Okay, knife is cool. I sort of thought opponent would play something. In which case this land would do something also. I'll just take some red, I guess. No sense waiting through their turn to do it. I just Rending Flame that? I kind of hate it. I would love to play Felstinger and exploit the Butler, but there's no other creatures to bring back yet. I guess I could wait till their turn and see if they waste mana putting the knife on. And only then kill it? Sure. That seems fine. I don't get in the 1 damage. But I don't think that's a huge deal. Green, black. Okay. I guess I just play this guy. Right? Is that stupid? I really want to save, like, the Felstinger for when it can do something, like exploit some other creature. I guess I just make a 3/3? Maybe against green-black I can get rid of the Vampire's Vengeance. Sure. Okay, should have done that before I played this, I suppose. Oh, I shouldn't have attacked. Because now they can attack and make a blood token. Whereas before I was threatening to trade. Okay, you should have attacked, I think. I don't know, maybe they want this back so I can't attack as well, but I think blood tokens are pretty good. Still no creatures in here. Let's go digging for lands. Found one. I can scavenge their lumber knot next turn, I guess. Pretty good creature. Anything I want to get rid of here? Maybe the Reckless Impulse? Yeah, I don't have enough mana to be spending any on draw right now, and I need more mana. Okay, I'm not even mad that I drew 2 lands. Fairly happy with that. I guess I play the Felstinger for 3 rather than like play a 5-drop. Seems crazy, but Death Touch is really nice right now. Problem is there's still no creatures to bring back. Okay, fine. I'll play this, which also has Death Touch. good. Now I have something to bring back with my butler. Oh no, it got buffed. Okay, that is a problem. No blocks, take a shitload of damage. Oh, another butler. That's actually pretty good. I guess I need the cards, right? Yeah. I want the life too, but I really need the cards. I guess I shouldn't have played the land. I don't know what I was thinking. Could have played Evolving Wilds instead and had more land in the future. No creatures there, but I have some. All I want to do is get them not to attack. Okay, they're going to do it. And I have to let this in. Okay, what's the plan? What's the cool trick? No cool trick. Another... So I want my Fellstinger back? I like cards a lot. I like Death Touch a lot. Losing life is a little sad, but... take what I can get, I suppose. This thing's about to become a real problem. My 3/3 hasn't done shit. Kind of sad I gave him the Gift of Fangs instead of putting it on one of their dudes. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, wouldn't it be... well, I don't know. Wouldn't it be nice if I had 7 mana? I can have 7 mana by playing a swamp, but I might want 8 next turn. Okay, I think I just play this... I play the Fellstinger and exploit nothing, I guess. Oh, any card. Right, but you want it to be a creature. Right. Okay, and I have to let in 3 more. It bit me. Made a blood token. See, now is when I finally am penalized for playing that land a while ago, is that I can't play this for land, which I would like to do. Actually, would it even help to have 8 mana? I can't do anything with 8 that I couldn't do with 7, right? I can't play like a 5 and a 3 or 2 4s. Alright. Well, I have a blood token, I suppose. I will have several blood tokens. But what would I do with those except discard land? So a 4/4 is amazing right now. This guy's okay, but I want to wait and see what I get from my blood token before I play him. I might even discard him. No, that would be crazy. We like blood tokens too much for that. And we need blockers. Do I play this? I don't think I want 8 mana. Maybe I do. It would take 9 to play both of these. I guess I'm playing them over multiple turns and discarding this to blood. I guess it's fine. Okay, but now I threaten to double block the 3/4 finally. I hate that. I guess they're not attacking with the 3/4 then? They are. That's bold. You have another wolf in hand or something? Okay, here we go. We're stabilizing. Like, no guarantees, but I have some pretty heavy stuff. Yeah, they didn't have a wolf. Maybe, oh, they really wanted a token? I don't know. This is 3 and this is 5, so I guess I do want to play another land. I want to play as much stuff as I can. And they found another wolf. Okay. Good job, blood tokens. Get me something good. This ain't it. I don't know. I guess we get to trade our 1/1s. I mean, it's a good blocker. I actually don't want to trade 1/1s. I want us to keep them both, so I just play this as a 5/4, I guess. And I hope to eventually draw something to deal with that wolf. I don't know what that would be. The Bloodtide Harvester, I guess, is the answer. I only have 6 cards in my deck? Okay, that's scary. I hadn't noticed that. Well, there he is. The problem is, even after playing him, I still don't really have anything to do. Like, any way to win. Like, yeah, I killed their biggest creature. Congratulations to me. But then how do I, like, win? In 5? If I had enough turns, I think these creatures, like, I can maybe live with them. Okay, maybe not. But I don't have enough turns. I've drawn my, like, whole deck. With butlers, I guess. And blood? I don't think we want to go in with the 3/2. I think this isn't. Alright, which one do I want to kill? I do only have 1 card, so I can't kill both. I knew that was happening. But I think I need to get rid of the 6/5 at the moment. It also kills the 1/1 if I do that, which is sort of nice, I guess. Maybe I could have attacked with the 3/2, I don't know. No tramples, please? Okay. I'm actually a little surprised they went in for that. Must have something useful in hand. Stop me from getting in. Because I'm on a very short clock right now. You don't have to do damage to me. How many lands are left? 8, 9... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 2 lands left in this deck? Uh-oh. Is that right? I mean, I could discard this, figuring I need to kill them fairly soon. I mean, I need a card to win, right? This is not enough. All they have to do is stop attacking and I die, so I guess let's just keep decking myself. Alright, winning next turn. That's the plan. Okay. It's not enough. I don't remember what the last card is. It's a land, isn't it? Okay, well, that's how you kill me then. Fine. As you can see, decking was not a concern. You know, dig while you can. Are we like 1 and 2? Is that what happened? Kinda sad. I feel like the deck should behave more like it did in the first game than in the next 2. Oh, 2 and 2. Alright, I'll take it. Coper Boy. What is it with this, like... I've drawn 2 lands every game, I feel like. This time, though, like, I'm gonna keep them again. I say though, but it's what I'm doing every time. I have a wedding invitation for more draw. I'm player 2, so I get more draw. I have colors that are right for all the stuff I want to play, at least. Okay, okay, I mean, you know, I found enough land to do all the stuff I want to do. I can't be too mad. I hate to gift his fangs a spore crawler, so I guess I won't do that. Might as well show him I'm red. Who cares, right? Well, the investigator's journal is fine right now. But I don't know that that's what I need. Well, what else am I supposed to do? I can't spend my mana on anything else. I can play it like a blood token and Gift of Fangs, I guess. Kill off their 2/2. Let's just play the journal. It's got 3 tokens, that's cool. I don't want to use them right now, but I want to get the 2 mana spent on that. I'm not going to have it sitting around for much longer. I guess I should have used the blood token first. Oh. Okay. Yep, goodbye. I guess I could have put the fangs on my thing, and then, like, that was probably better. But no, I don't want to be so susceptible to removal. I just want to keep their board under control. Even if it means they're getting in a little bit of damage on occasion. I don't know. +2/+2 on your thing is insane, but I just worry they'll, like, Wolf Strike it or something, and then it's, like, horrible for me. Yeah, let's draw a card, please. Keeping red and black seems okay. I could zap their Spore Crawler to stop them doing 1 damage a turn. It's gonna die eventually. Yeah, okay. I guess I will. Oh, they're not even gonna... Maybe I should be killing this thing, actually. 4 or more creatures. Because if I zap this, they're pretty close to that. Yeah. Ugh, I hate it. I'm just worried. I mean, this becomes a 4/4 and it's like a real problem. Also, it's ramping for them, so go away. Not that they care that much about the ramp, but maybe they have Brambleworm or something. I don't know. So draw a card and play a Scavenger? Wow, that's a lot of Spore Crawlers. I'll trade, I guess. Just so they stop doing damage, basically. I give them a card, but what am I supposed to do? Their Spore Crawler gets good value. Good for you. Okay. I'm happy to... Well, actually, no. Now that I have a source of blood tokens, I should probably stop playing more lands. And give the Investigator's Journal a break until I don't have stuff to discard anymore. I could sack this now in case I draw an Epicure, which I want to play. I guess I should. There's not much point waiting. Okay, I didn't think about that, but that's another way. Yeah, okay. Let's kill the Spore Crawler now before they have mana to maybe do something weird about it. And it was exiled, it doesn't die. So that's nice. This journal has been absolutely amazing, by the way. I would be way behind if I hadn't gotten to play the journal on 2. Or anyway, play it at some time reasonably early. Yeah. I have a harvester in here and a scavenger. Really wishing I'd played Gift of Fangs on my guest, by the way. I don't attack with the 4/4? Yeah, that would be crazy. Well, I don't know. It might give me something nice to pull back up with the butler, I suppose. Pretty cool. Yeah, my turn. Hey, I was just wondering, when are we gonna get more blood? I found it. Why did I tap that way? I don't know. I had this dream like, oh yeah, I'll put down a, like, I don't know. I could put down a red if I wanted to, but okay, whatever. Swing with a 4/4, I think. Double trading is fine, but it never double trades, does it? They just block with like a 2/4 and a 1/2? I guess that might be okay. I guess to trade for something and all their stuff is fine. I need, like, we discovered that my deck does not have enough gas in it to actually kill people. I just can draw like all of my stuff, but I have to actually attack for that to be good. If I just wait till I'm at the bottom of my deck. Rude. Oh, that's horrible. Because they get the counter and stuff. Gives them a card. That's rude. I hate all this stuff. Their stuff is all vigilant now, and giant. This one specifically. Actually, I don't know. Where are they putting the counter? Do they want, Okay, they just want to put more counters on rather than game the creature. Seems very reasonable. Oh yeah, especially because of this thing. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna lose this game as well. I just don't have like any top end that'll kill them. The deck has done a good job of like being able to play, like to hold on long enough to play all of its big cards. Some of them many times. But it's not enough. It doesn't have enough. Oh my god, is this an amazing card? It might be an amazing card. Okay. We attack. I could hang on to this as an exploit target. I probably should. Actually, I can't play both of those this turn. I don't have 8 mana. Let's wait on that. Let's see what they want to do about this. I have a lot of... Okay, they're just going to let it go. A lot of potential tricks. This kills several of their things. And my thing too. But it gets the board sort of under control. I can kill their source of stuff. More spore crawlers, okay. Scavenger? Celebrant? Or rather, Harvester. I don't think I want the Celebrant. I don't know, maybe just playing enough 4/4s is going to be a problem for them? I think the Harvester might be better. For more targeted removal? Sure. Plus I can play it this turn, which is a nice advantage it has over the others. This is currently a 3/3. Okay, that was like the first time this card has been any good, and it was pretty great. But by no means game winning. They got the Spore Crawler back, and they drew a bunch of cards from their Spore Crawlers and Butlers and stuff. But at the moment, I have most of the board. That's all I can really ask for. And I have plenty of time left. I may want to avoid using blood tokens insofar as I am able. So that this guy will activate. Okay, this is pretty good. We can wipe their board here. Right? By using you, kill a 6/6, let's say. They're completely out of mana, right? There's nothing they have that does anything. But okay, let's kill the 4/4 just to be sure. I guess I should use the blood token before doing all that. Blood Fountain is, by the way, a great draw. Okay. Oh, wow. That's it? You made this a 3-2. Why? So it would do less damage to you, I guess? Well, let's draw, I guess. Wow. They just really need to trade, huh? Want to stop? Need to draw? Need to not have me get damage in, I guess? I don't know. That's a very desperate play. I remember I have Wedding Invitation for, like, the finisher if I ever... Okay, bleed dry, sure. Love to see that. Okay, you don't have any creatures, though. That's the thing. Okay, what's in the old graveyard? I think I'll just put the Rot Tide back in hand and the Harvester, and that should be GG. Whatever they have, it can't deal with those creatures. I don't know, I guess if they make me mill 6 cards, I lose. Alright, I mean, just go digging through the whole deck and finally found enough value to kill him. That was quite a game. Empire's Vengeance actually, like, won that game on its own. No. Lots of cards contributed, right? The journal was a necessary first step. The Vampire's Vengeance was just the dramatic turning point. Sachenmachen? Sachenmachen? I don't know. It's fine. I wish the Evolving Wilds were a mountain, but, like, not a big deal. And that's kind of what you sign up for with this card, is that, like, it's not always the land you want, but you can make it the land you want if you're willing to pay a slight premium of not being able to use mana for a bit. Which, like, here does matter, because I wish I could bolt this, right? Got rid of several lands. Oh, and the Blood Fountain. Oh well. It's a very high value card, eventually. They even checked my graveyard before attacking. How diligent. Probably best to just play a 1/4 here. See, like, having... They've gotten in 2 damage once, and they're going to get in more, I think. Because if they attack with this... If they attack with everything, I can only block 1. But maybe they want the mana, in which case they don't get the damage. But, like, I keep not having a chance to play this, because I just have better stuff to do with my mana. Which is why this being a mountain would have been so much better. Because I would have killed this by now. Ooh. That's bad. I don't even mind not getting anything back from my butler if it gets to kill their thing, I think. Actually, it'll get me back the guest, won't it? No, they won't kill the guest. Yeah, this is fine. I get to trade my 1-2 for their 2-2. I don't get the butler value, but... Okay, they bolted it. That's fine. So there's no creatures to hit with the scavenger. I could just play Wedding Invitation, use some blood, and bolt the wolf or something. But I really want to stop this from attacking me, so I think I'm playing this and just not gaining anything from it. I think the game is going mediocre. I'm a bit on the back foot, but their hand is emptying out, and they don't really have any important creatures. And I have value coming up, the source of draw and blood. Ooh, it's nighttime, so I guess I'm not bolting this. Oh wait, this is not a... I was never bolting it. This I could bolt. Reckless Impulse is a great pickup. You know what? Maybe I should take Reckless Impulse out of the deck, actually, since apparently it has plenty of draw and needs more stuff. Okay, I can play the Butler now and the Gargantua next turn. That's fine with me. Order was wrong, by the way. Should have left red untapped, so I would have Bolt open. Also, the Butlers are, like, maybe a problem because they keep they keep discarding my deck? I don't know. I usually don't worry too much about milling, and still, so far, I have not milled out, right? There was one game where I was close to milling out, but then I died. So I'm not too worried about it. What's the plan here? What are you doing at instant speed that you waited till the end of my turn for? Killing something? Wolf striking that. Yeah. Kind of annoying. Well, nothing I can do. Actually quite horrible. This is what I wanted the scavenger to prevent, but... Do I want to exile this? Like, what are my creatures? Scavenger and the Fell Stinger. They're both Death Touch. Oh, and this, you know. They're both Death Touch, which is what I want. But I think I can... Right, I don't want to just sack this. I want to lose it to my Gargantua, sure. So we block like this. I don't think I should use a blood token. I think I should play this swamp, so that I guarantee I have red next turn. Okay. I was thinking I would use the red on this, but I guess I could use it on one of you guys. I could sack the 1/1 instead of the 1/2. I don't think it makes any serious kind of difference. And the 1/2 wants to die anyway. Resolution order. Resolve this first. They don't see what I'm getting, and I get to see what they're killing before I pick up a creature. Okay. I guess I could have bolted their wolf while this is on the stack to stop them from sacking it. I guess I could have done that sooner, but I don't know. I don't really care which of these they sack. They're all pretty good. Yeah, see, they didn't want to sack the wolf anyway. Take action, yes. I have a fair amount of draw already, but I kind of like having more. But probably the scavenger is the way to go. Gain some life, get something out of their graveyard just in case. On the other hand, this is like a 5/5 menace. I don't know. I want a Death Touch. Bolt the wolf. Yeah, let's bolt the wolf. Get in that 1 damage. Could matter, who knows. I don't think I want it to block. I might if they can remove the Gargantua. Let's draw first. Okay. Basically a nothing card. So I'll save it for blood at some point. Swing with the 5/4? Sure. I need to get damage in. And this should suffice to discourage them from attacking me. No weavers, please. Nothing playable, please? I'd appreciate that. Gonna keep wolfing me for 1, maybe? It's a nice card. But no need to play any of it now. Just swing for 5, see what happens. Actually, I probably should have used the blood token, actually. If they double block, I'm killing the 2/2. I think. Okay. Don't have to decide. Actually, I don't. I should kill the 2/5 because it's easy to kill the... I don't know. This can kill anything with all the epicures and stuff. Sure. Sure, I'm just 14 cards deeper in my deck than my opponent is. No big deal. You know, I don't know if I'm going to be using all this for blood tokens. Let's just get another attacker out there. I don't know. Get some more mana. I don't know what this creature's doing. Okay. Another case of just draw your whole deck and then win. Yeah, opponent had 25 cards in deck and I had 12. And I mean, a lot of that I didn't draw at all, right? It got milled by the Butler. Double Butler in a deck full of blood is like maybe a little bit questionable. I should review like how much. Is there something I could put in this deck that doesn't draw so much? I'm like, the answer is not really. I could put in a Pyre Spawn, actually. That might be better. Just like some kind of not very good top end, but I could take out a Reckless Impulse or something. Pointed Discussion. Yeah, maybe so. I could also look at a Dread Fugue. I don't like that very much. I just feel like there's been so many games where I don't know. There's only been one game where I was afraid of decking and it didn't happen. And playing a terrible 6-mana card is maybe not the best way. I just like have to try not to mill my Blood Fountain and stuff, so that I can play all my cards without having to also draw all my cards. This is pretty good, I think. Reckless Impulse on 2 is not amazing. But I could, like, Epicure, Evolving Wilds, pass on turn 2. And then on turn 3 I could maybe open with an Impulse. I don't know. Opponent mulligans, that's good news. Again. Come on, go down to 4, I dare you. No. Oh, of course. I can use the blood token with my turn 2 mana. Sure. So Evolving Wilds works out fairly well right now. Oh, or a Blood Fountain. So maybe I don't play an Evolving Wilds? I just play a Swamp and discard a Mountain? Or discard the Evolving Wilds, because now I have... Yeah, of course. Now, I mean, if I'm going to discard a land, it might as well be a slow one. Gift of Fangs? Try to go absolutely ham on him? Sure. I don't know. It's a little greedy, but I'll try it. I have the Vampire's Vengeance for, like, killing non-vampires. I don't know, I just want to start doing damage. If you can remove my thing, congratulations. Not yet. Uh... What I want to do is play Reckless Impulse and Blood Fountain. But it's a little tricky to do those things. If I play the Mountain first, I can leave black untapped, but then if I draw, like, lands... Yeah, okay, if I draw double land, whatever. We play the Mountain first, and we leave black untapped. Alright, it was double land, that's life. But this was the only way I could get the Blood Fountain out this turn, as it happens. And now there's these 2 lands I don't have to draw anymore. I would love to see... Oh, wow, yeah. Opponent has too many lands in their hand, I guess? Oh, right, of course. They get to sack this. That's true. Or transform it, rather. That's better than a butler, I think. Yeah, the Gift of Fangs has done great work. I'm perfectly happy that I played it. I don't think it's been, like, amazing, a genius play, but I think it's worked out well. Choose blockers. Alright, hit me. Wedding invitation seems fine. I'm not going to make anything unblockable right at the moment. I can only block 1 anyway. Go for it. And I could try to be greedy and use blood to try to draw a land and then play it. And then play the butler after that, but I just want the butler on the table. I saw a celebrant, or a socialite go by. Alright, seems good. Turns out I want another land after all. Really? Still attacking? I guess it is healing you, there's that. Okay, go ahead. No blocks, right? I don't really want to use the butler right now. Do I? I wouldn't mind just dropping a socialite, actually. Yeah. It keeps my life a little healthier. It would be cool to use this and then also the Vampire's Vengeance to actually kill it, but I'm just gonna chump here. This way, if I draw a land, I play a 5-drop. If I don't, I play a 4-drop. We're happy either way. Ooh, not happy about that. Braid something, I guess? Dump the Vampire's Vengeance and see what we get? Okay, not really my dream. Actually, what do I abrade? This thing's scary at night. But this thing is, like, keeping them alive? I think I just attack. And if they trade, that's fine. And then I kill their 3/3. Okay. Pretty sure we just start playing menace creatures, right? Basically. On curve where possible. And if I get even one attack, then I can, like, become unblockable for the second one. You invited me into your home. Okay, that's one blocker. Do you have two? Nope. Removal? Nice. Oh, look, they have a pyre spawn. Alright, now's my chance to take out whatever it is they might want to get from their graveyard if I want. I could just play another menace creature. They have enough mana they could activate the Blood Fountain soon, right? And I don't really want the Ragged Recluse coming back. The Ballista Watcher is not that big a problem, I think. Whatever card is in their hand is actually playable because they... Oh, wait. Why didn't they use a blood token on this mountain? Oh my god, okay. That's actually unbelievable. And yet, I'm still fine, I think? Oh, no, I have to... I need all my mana to play this. So we swing in for 2, right? And they probably, I think, block. Yeah. Okay. Phew, dodged a bullet on that one. I still haven't won, but I'm in good position despite opponent playing the best card in the set at a critical moment. Oh no, they get it back! Fuck! Alright, but... No, they had, of course, a creature they can play as well. Ugh! Okay, my turn. What do I do here? Ah. Sure. I just played this 3/3 because actually it's a 5/5 unblockable. and then they concede. Right? And now they can't play this, because if they do, they lose. So they have to do something else. Sure, enjoy. Alright, I think I'm just going to head straight to combat, see what happens. You remove it now, you're a genius, and I hate you. Okay, they did it. Okay, I mean, I should have attacked with this as well, I guess. Resolve? But, oh, it gets exiled! Okay, I don't have another, do I? Are you kidding me? Am I gonna lose to this? I should have attacked, obviously. Nice. If I use the blood fountain, like, what am I even picking up? Nothing I can play, and then they just make a bunch of 6/6 flyers and I'm dead. So I guess I use just ordinary blood. I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't have it. Okay. Actually, that's a different way to get lethal. What a funny game. Oh, but I need... Oh, shoot. I need a way for it to die. Well, I guess I can just attack with it and it dies. Okay. I could... No, right. But I need a way to play it again? I'm confused. Get rid of this. Now, the butler would let me get this back, but the blood fountain also does that, right? And the butler can't do so reliably. So I think I'm gonna end up dumping the butler. What a wild game. This would ensure that it dies if I just like block with it. It would die and not, say, be exiled. I don't have the mana next turn to pick it back up and also replay it. On the other hand, if I attack with it, they have to block with, let's say, this creature anyway. I guess I might as well stop the damage to myself to make their clock a little bit less. Well, no, because now this thing doesn't die, right? I attack with it, I actually kill a 2/1, which is basically a 6/6. Yeah, no blocks. Oh, okay, go ahead. Resolve your thing, whatever. Actually, is the butler just good? What am I trying to draw? Mana, maybe? The butler blocks a 2/1. I don't know that that matters. It does matter. If they block... No, if they block, they only do 12 damage to me. Yeah, get out of here, you stinky butler. I should have done it last turn and maybe picked up a land. Oh, Rending Flame is funny, I guess. I don't think it does anything. But I could rend the 2/1, I guess. These are demons, not spirits. If I rend the 2/1, they have to lose a 6/6 to my Death Touch, but I don't get the Death Touch. I don't get to do this yet. I think I have to swing. They lose this. They do 12 to me. I put this back in my hand. And I play I play 2 Socialites? Hang on. Do I have 2 Epic Ears, I mean? I have 2 Epic Ears. Oh, I win. I was so focused on this thing, I didn't think of other ways to win. Okay, this was an amazing game. Good game. Whew. We're gonna have to write about this one in the title. Is 4... what is that card even called? Is 4... oh, it's the second best creature, not the best. Is 4 Dreadfeast Demons enough? That's how many they made, right? What the fuck? Okay, I guess with Reckless Impulse this might be played. I'm really scared of keeping this hand though, actually. I don't think I can do it. This looks fine. Get rid of the Gargantua. I think we play a 1/1? I could bolt this to stop them gaining life, but that seems crazy. Are you gonna resolute or whatever that thing is that kills attacking creatures? That would be amazing. Okay, no, nothing doing, huh? What is that card? It's not Resolute Strike, is it? It's maybe it is. No. What kind of strike? Oh, there's something in this format. A 2-mana white thing that kills attacking creatures. Fierce Retribution. There it is. All right. They haven't done anything except play this. I think we... Do we want to get rid of one of these? I think I have a lot of 4-drops that I want to play. So I guess the answer must be no. Piercing Light. Okay. I could zap it to stop him scrying. Seems like a bad play. Alright, this is going to make Blessed Bolt a little more exciting. They presumably have cards that they would want to disturb, and this stops them. Turns out they played a creature that I wanted to get rid of that wasn't one of those, but okay. Alright, and your graveyard contains... I don't really want to exile that, so we're going to play the Socialite instead. They're both fine, I'm sure. But the Socialite is more appropriate to the moment. Okay. I mean, I'm going to just swing with a 5/5. But I guess I'm just going to use up a bunch of blood first. I want to have blood... God, are you kidding me? Okay. I think that might be enough. I want to be able to actually do a bunch of damage with this. Don't I? I don't know. Maybe attacking with 3 is enough? Nope, I think I want to draw. But let's attack first, I guess, so I can figure out what color I want to still have untapped. I could attack with this guy just to lose it so that there's something to sack with my scavenger, but I can do that later. Decline. Why did I do this again? I don't know why I thought attacking first would solve my question of what land to tap. Okay. I'll play a land. Sure. I mean, that was insane value from all that blood, right? Got to dump 3 lands for meaningful cards. You're a spirit, so this does extra face damage if I rend you. Sure, why not? It's not the most efficient way to spend my mana. I guess I could rend the 3/3, not get in the face damage, but have this thing not become a spirit? Or become whatever? Ah, this might leave the graveyard immediately. Okay, we're gonna do it like this. And then attack with everything. Cradle of Safety? No. Okay. That's fine. If they want to use that as an enchantment, I don't super mind, I guess. They continue to attack me. We seem to disagree about which one of us is the aggro player. I don't know. I guess we're both, like, kind of in the middle. Alright, you're gonna bind me? Oh, with that card. Okay. Good thing I didn't put Gift of Fangs on then, huh? Alright, let's eat up that Binding Geist then. I'm not going to use Gift of Fangs on their 1/1. Using it on my own Gluttonous Guest would be a much better play. Might not be the play I make, but it would be certainly better than doing that, even if it means I could spend my mana sooner. I like that when you mouse over your own stuff. I just noticed now it also shows theirs, so you don't have to like go like this as I have been doing. What did they do? Oh, you just tapped this, sure. Yeah, I love drawing and then playing probably Gluttonous Guest. Land is probably fine. I don't know. I'm about to have a blood token. I don't really need more than 5 mana for anything. I wouldn't mind spending it on that. But obviously at the moment I don't have to play I don't have to make the decision. I can hang on to the land and play it later if I want. Syncopate! That's fine. Okay. Countered a 1/4. I guess it was like a 1/4 plus draw a card, kind of? Okay, good work. Choosing to do nothing this turn, just draw a card. It doesn't even draw a card, it just makes a blood token and then you can like discard something to get value out. Alright, I mean right now you're winning the race in terms of like, if neither of us ever played any more cards, you would win the game, not me. I'm taking 2 damage per turn, you're taking only 1, but that's fine. I want to do this. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna exploit itself then. I don't need a 3/2 Death Touch as much as I need 2 cards. Ooh. The vampire thing is pretty good right now. Vampire's Vengeance. I'm gonna see if they play anything pre-combat. Actually, I'm gonna wait till post-combat. You can go ahead and gain some life and do some damage to me if you want. Just for the chance that I catch one more creature in this. Okay, didn't work. But if they'd played a smaller creature, this would have been pretty cool. Are you exploiting yourself, or no? No. Ooh, beautiful pickup. I don't think we are going to Gift of Fangs this. Oh, yeah, let's abrade it. That's even better. I could Gift of Fangs my own Epicure. That's maybe playable. Alright, that's fine. Now I know their hand is basically empty. Let's make a 3/3. Oh, that sucks so... Well, no it doesn't. Because if you exploit yourself, then you're dead. So this won't exploit, it's just going to be a decent creature. Okay. And they can make it fly as well. I don't have all this blood that I'm supposed to have. I don't know, maybe I should have waited to Gift Fangs their thing. I don't know, they're gonna not attack, it's fine, it's a standstill. No, because they can fly! Oh, this seems like a mistake to me, but maybe you have something in hand that makes it good? Okay. That's not what's supposed to happen. Well, we might as well get wedding invitation value, I guess. Before they do something that's going to kill my 3/3? Or before I decide to block with it? Your hand is empty, so I don't have to worry about it. Or... Yeah, I do this. I mean, do I? It just lets them attack? Yeah, I guess I do. I take 3 more damage by not blocking this turn, but they take 3 more, and then I also gain 3, so I guess... An insane draw would be like, I don't know. Blood Fountain probably would be one of my top picks. It might be too slow. Okay, yeah, this is like game over. This is a nice creature. But now there's a flying 4/4 to deal with. Well, actually, it's a great creature. Maybe I have some play. I don't think so, though. Oh yeah, of course. Okay, good game. Alright, I'll save you the trouble. Just that run of lands right in the middle was what killed me. I couldn't hit any of my, like, my draw or my blood or whatever. I sacked like 5 blood tokens that game, and I still had way too much land. I should have looked at the graveyard to see how much. Seemed like I discarded a lot. Didn't hit the journal. Didn't hit any of my big value cards. Oh well. Still, a pretty solid result. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.